about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skill by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden Barrett and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello viewers out there, once again welcome to Sports Orbit, reaching you from Leadership TV. My name is Afa Acho. Salifu Usman is right here with me. Salifu, welcome to Sports Orbit.
Thank you, Mr. Afa.
Right, on today's edition of Sports Orbit, we begin straight from the Super Eagles, where there are plans by the NFF to extend the contract of Super Eagles coach Jose Peseiro. Recall that Peseiro had signed a 1-year contract to become head coach after Austin Eguavon was eased out of the position. Initially, it was supposed to be for just 1 year, but from reports we are hearing is that the NFF seems to be impressed with Peseiro so far, even though he has just been in charge for, I think, 3-4 games for the Super Eagles. But from what we're hearing is that the NFF are hoping that they extend. Actually, plans are underway for the NFF to extend his contract. Right now, we do not know for how long, but maybe about 2 or 3 year contracts, as from some sources that I got earlier on today.
Thank you, Mr. Afa. I always say that NFF are always a victim of their own decisions. They are always in haste to take a decision. And if you are in haste to take a decision and you take a good one better, but they always in haste and taking a wrong decision. Yes, Peseiro was engaged for a 1-year contract, and the reason for a 1-year contract was just to assess, to give the opportunity to see if it's going to continue. You know there's a clause for the extension, but if you ask me, has Peseiro really been tested? The answer is capital no. Since he has played 4 matches, and lost two friendly matches, lost the 2 friendly matches, and then 2 competitive matches after qualifier. And who are the openers of AFCON for that? Satoma Principe. Satoma Principe that the Super Eagles won the match 10-0. 10-1. 10-0. And I can beat my chest confidently that even Nasarawa United can beat Satoma Principe. So 10-1 against Satoma Principe shouldn't be enough to judge a coach that yes, a coach is ready, he has performed well. And then the second match was against Celaro, which was the 1-2-0 here in Nigeria. Then, if you ask me, Peseiro has not been really tested to know his competent technical know-how of the game. The last 2 matches against Peseiro, against Satumi and Celaro, are not a strong opponent to be judged. If Peseiro would have been a good coach, the way I have been was if he had won the match against Ecuador and Mexico, then I would have said, okay, well, we can give an opportunity. Let's go see what that's going to do. Now that even that, although if that CAF decided to extend or to postpone the AFCON 2023 to 2024, to me, it would be even a blessing this guy for the NFF to look at an opportunity. Okay, let's still watch this man. I didn't been there. AFCON is going to play next year, but I would say because AFCON is going to play next and because it's sometimes allowed before the AFCON, okay, they can be hurry to engage him so he extend to cover the AFCON. But since I think that it would have allowed that 1 year to run out completely. Probably when it is in the last month of the year, the last month of the contract, or 2 months of the contract, you cannot begin to talk about the negotiation. It's just 3 months old into the contract. Now you are talking about you want to renew the contract. I don't know what is wrong with Ahmad led NFL. Thank God is on his edge to going out. In the next 2 months, we'll no longer refer to Ahmad as the president of Nigeria football. He's already going. So thank God he's going. But he should allow the next president of Nigeria for the next board to come and decide either president will decide to the remove or not to be removed. To not Ahmad but to be hurried to extend his contract.
All right, I quite agree with you. I mean, for me, because initially he was supposed to see if we qualified for the Nations Cup, but it's even halfway. We haven't even played half of the matches for the qualifying series, and already you are in a haste now to extend his contract. And that's the same thing that happened with the other man, Bernard Raw. After a lot of people, we failed in the other AFCON, people cried and cried, said no, allow this one to go now. NFF against extended the contract. Exactly, extended the contract. And when he started failing, we're now scrambling and had to look for an Eguavon who was not even thoroughly prepared for the job, and see the disaster that we experienced at the Nations Cup and ended up not even qualifying for the World Cup. Now we are going through that kind of circle again. If you're saying this man should first of all qualify for the Nations Cup, then we can sit down and discuss your contract. That's fine. You are yet to qualify for the Nations Cup, and just 4 matches into the game, like you said, 1-2 drew 2 against teams that, I mean, very, very almost any serious football playing nation. No disrespect to Sao Tome and Principe and Sierra Leone, but the truth is, whether I like it or not, any serious playing nation in Africa will be able to defeat any of those teams. So for me, I do not think that is enough test for him. When we came up against good opposition, Ecuador and Mexico, what happened?
Yes.
Exactly. So for me,
and the friendly match for that matter.
So for me, I think the NFF is just being this. And like you said, this should have been left
for the
next
board. Ahmad Pini and his
You're
squad
already
are
on
on
your
their
way.
way out.
You're already on your way.
What should you creating the program for the next board?
Exactly. So,
Your tenure will expire by September.
Yeah.
So just allow if Nigeria, the Congress of Nigeria Football Federation in their own zone decided to renew your tenure, then that is good for you.
Exactly.
Then you cannot decide, okay, let me extend the contract. But now you're not edged out. And everybody is patiently waiting for you to go out because they are tired of your incompetence.
Exactly. That's when we move on now to, like yesterday, I mean, we told you that the Super Falcons of Nigeria had refused to train as a result of protesting the non-payment of allowances. But I think that has gotten to the ears of the president, as he has approved some funds for the payment of their allowances. Of course, leadership actually gathered that the Falcons were only paid part of their camp allowances, while their AFCON qualifying bonuses and tournament allowances were yet to be paid. And confirming that, Special Assistant to the Minister of Youth and Sport on Development of Multimedia, Ibitoye, confirmed to us that the President had given approval for the intervention fund requested by the Ministry for the payment of Super Falcons allowances, saying the Ministry is working on processing and releasing the funds. Once again, almost same situation with the female basketball team. Must we always allow players to protest before you give them what is owed to them? It shouldn't be this way. I mean, every time players go, and it's become happening so many times now to the women, because we haven't had when the men's team, now the Tigers the same team, now the Super Falcons same team. So must they protest and not refuse to train before you know that you have to pay them?
Well, I want to disagree with you. If you say that it doesn't happen to the lady, maybe you are not.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, but of course, these are women. The women must always cry out.
It is like he has become a tradition.
Yes.
If you remember in 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil, then President Jonathan
when money has to be flown.
Has to be flown from Abuja here using the presidential jet. The president has to approve a presidential jet with the Minister of Youth and Sport, then the person of the Tamil Danagogo to fly money from here to Brazil to be able to settle. The same thing happened at the 2019 AFCON in Egypt. Yeah. The same scenario happened under the President Muhammadu Buhari. At the last minute, President Muhammadu has to approve a money urgently before the Super Eagles can be trained to play the match. Now we are in the same scenario, and these girls know that in everybody will like, in as much as it's an embarrassment to the country that we don't know sometimes often to have to embarrass our country outside. But when those that are supposed to take a decision refuse to live up to their duty, and they appear that the only language those those in government understand is violent language. Yeah. The same thing, just like they also have held the country to ransom, or strive for how many months. So now the Super Falcons and the athletes have now begun to understand that the only language they understand is to, and the only thing those guys have now, they have a match against Zambia tomorrow. Yeah. And if they play that match tomorrow, that's the end of end of the show. Definitely they have to wait until maybe when the World Cup next year comes, they can have anything to hold on to bargain with. So the only thing they have to bargain with is the last match against Zambia, and they have to protest. And by that protest, the message has got to the ear of the president, as we say, and he has to quickly approve. But most of these programs are often tied. Although in the often created, this program are often created by the Nigerian Football Federation.
That's the point we're making.
Because we refuse to do the right thing at the right time. You know, at the end of the year, you know the program you are supposed to go and handle this year. You know all you have the program you have for this year. But why waiting at the last minute before sending the proposal? We was made to understand that the proposal for this form of was sent to the Ministry of Youth last week. And you know the brokers of government, how the process is going to be money
from that. Don't forget that at the beginning of every year, when different ministries and agencies are called by national to present
their budget.
You put there. So what do you present when you know that we have a competition going on? We have a WAFCON tournament going on. Is it like you don't include all these things in the budget, or is it like these monies are approved and the NFF misappropriates this money, and when they run short of funds, they now start running helter-skelter? Because I should expect that if you have a tournament during the course of the year and you are asked to present a budget, you should factor all of these things in.
Everything in. And I'm even surprised that the Nigerian Football Federation will tell us that there's no money to bring the FIFA. Exactly. When am I your Pinnick? You know, sometimes our Nigerians play to the gathering. Yeah. Pinnick has come awful time on air to say that Nigerian Football Federation is financially sufficient enough to fund itself. Because when you want to please the government, to please the president, you start before the president and tell that you speak all form of language, all form of English, saying that you are sufficient enough to run the football federation and to run the football. And when it comes to the special, you don't have money to spend. You don't have money. If you don't have money, what happened to all series of sponsorship deal that the Nigerian Football Federation have entered into?
We even have a comment. Someone said, I don't think the NFF should be too quick in the decision to extend about Peseiro to extend the new coach contract. The number of matches played isn't too good to measure him.
Exactly what I'm saying.
And I mean, we just stated that here comes absolutely.
So talking about the Super Falcons and all this, okay, we have a series of partnership with different companies. If I'm not mistaken, on the NFF list, they have no less than 30 different companies together on the partnership. Are you telling that those partnerships and those sponsorships are free? And then for participating in AFCON, there's a grant from CAF. You receive a grant from CAF, you receive a grant from FIFA, where all those money is for homework. How many staff? The staff that are working in the ministry, that are working in the NFF, are being paid by the Ministry of Youth and Sport. So what are you talking? What is the money meant for? All the sponsorship money and the grant from CAF, the grant from FIFA? What is it meant for? Yes, we know that national team is a Nigeria project, and it's a result of Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport and the Nigerian government to finance it. But as the one directly responsible for the team, you can come pay in the middle, pay the money, and at the end of the day, you can come back and then and claim the money later. But not often to allow the athlete to go on the international to embarrass
protest first, exactly. Go on protest carrying a placard as if they are civil servants or what have you. I think that the NFL really needs to sit up.
In my own opinion, I will not blame the president, or I will not blame the ministry, because the president, the government have many things to attend to. Exactly. But you that your sole responsibility is football, your sole responsibility is you know the program you have. It's left for you to call the attention and keep on pressing. Once you know that you don't have money, to keep on pressing, draw the attention of the government to all and let them know what is at stake. Not at the time after going to the nation, or at the time and pressing the player to go and protest before you now run back. it's quite distracting that all those kind of things normally happen. But it's good that the President Muhammadu Buhari has acted quickly and approved the one. But oftentimes allow the player to protest and cause international embarrassment before this thing. It's not good movement for Nigeria.
And just before going very quickly, that's one of the things that even some players who might be eager, because I imagine someone like Ashley Plumter who had the opportunity of playing but decided to represent
Nigeria.
Imagine coming to experience that kind of thing. It's not.
I don't know. Some of the Leon Balo was even lamenting sometimes. Sometimes he got a lot of things, a lot of fun. Well,
anyway, we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, Sport Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Welcome back from that break. You're still on to Sports Orbit. Down to some news coming from the NPFL. I'm sure if you're a Rivers United player, by now you should be smiling to the bank as the state governor, Rivers, that's talking about the Rivers state government, who are actually the owners of Rivers United today, actually put smile on the faces of players and officials as they were, treated to a reception at the government house today in Port Harcourt, which was attended by the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike. And in that event, of course, it was dollar rain rather, on players of Rivers, players and officials of Rivers United today. Actually, from reports we got, was that each player received a sum of $20,000 each for the players, while for the coaches it was 10 million naira. And of course, the team also are going to spend 2 weeks in Spain for a campaign session before they begin their quest to also dominate the continent. For me, I think what more can you say? I mean, that just like even before the end, when they won the league, we have said it that I said I knew that coming from the states they represent, I don't expect anything short of this one. Yes, from Wiki, I know how he rewards, especially excellence, especially when you do something good. And today he showed that once again.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised with the kind of amount of money we're having. We don't want to call that cancer. It's a very big amount of money to be splashed on the players. Yeah. And it's good for those players and whatever the amount of something they have absorbed for years, now they have finally millionaires.
Yes.
So congratulations to them. And we also commend the governor of the state, Nyesom Wike. Kudos to him. He has clearly shown that his demonstration, his love for sport, his love for sport. Nobody can just quantify his love for sport. He has clearly demonstrated that that is good to reward excellent performance, and that is kind of motivation you needed. When somebody work hard, show him that you appreciate what he has done, and that will also spur him to do more. And you can imagine, and those players now, if they fail to fly to the continent, they have themselves to be blamed. Was knowing well that if you can just win a Nigerian league and you will be rewarded with that kind of amount, a whole sum of amount, what will not happen if you go to the continent and you conquer the continent? You can imagine maybe some of you will be a house owner in Port Harcourt. So So the government has clearly shown you just go to the government and the almost now lies on those players to go all out
Yeah.
and reciprocate the candidates of the government has given to them. But I'm very assured that if they go out and do the country proud, Nyesom Wike still have till May next year. By then the CAF Champions League or whatever that they might. So you still have a country next year for you all to just impress him, go all the out, win the CAF Champions League, and you be very assured that I may not speak for the government, but I feel that if we ask and be a very joyous person, if you do well, awarding you with a house in Port Harcourt will just be a small thing for you.
Exactly. Then away from that now to some news concerning the NFF race. Recall that the tenure of this Amadu Pinnick led NFF supposed to end in the month of September, and of course, a lot of people are beginning to throw their hat in the ring, and the latest person to do that is a former Nigerian player called Yusuf, who has declared his intention to run for position of NFF president, announcing a decision to run for office after consulting with key stakeholders. The former Enugu Rangers star said the mission of his administration will be to create a new sense of opportunity for everyone involved in the country's football ecosystem. I mean, among even Ida Peterside too had also Bernard Akwebo also has signified intention. So, but it's good that ex-players are coming to signify their intention of throwing their hats into the ring.
And remember, there's one man.
Yes, I wanted to go there. Exactly.
She will see that
Yes.
ex players are not going to become a
Yes.
president of
Exactly.
play football is not does not make you a good administrator. So, but and we kick against that that stance. Football is being managed by those who play it around the world. We see what is happening. Patino was a former Italian player. Michel.
Yeah, Platini.
Platini Michel, former French internationals.
Yeah.
A whole lot of players, even within Africa here. Kashala Boa of Gambia
Exactly, yeah.
is a former international. So what are we talking about? Now Eto is the president of Cameroon Football Federation.
We have
So what I
Kamisha
talking
Bolia there
Kamisha Bolia
in Zambia.
in Zambia, like I say, and then even Drogba was also make a
Exactly,
but
yeah.
unsuccessful. But what happened? Let Africa is good that Nigerian players are coming, players internationals are coming up. The only international that have tried unsuccessful was Sego Bami, but he has tried several to become a president of Nigeria, but unfortunately unsuccessful. And it's good that more people are coming out and choose to indicate their interest. Either they win or they no win. But it's good that they show their willingness that yes, they can manage football federation. And it is better for those who play the football because they say he who wear the shoe know where it is. I want to pin. I don't know his pedigree. I don't know who he play for. I don't know the kind of club he play for. And that is why we are not moving. We are not moving forward. So you have somebody who play football. He know the need of the player. He know the need of the coach, and he know what it takes to move the football forward.
Oh, I completely agree with you. If you've played the game before, I'm sure you should be in a good position to know what the players feel, what it takes to be at the helm of affairs. Because
at the top level.
For someone to say that ex-players should concentrate on coaching and not be is totally not acceptable, because players have played. If you get the requisite qualification, you go through what it takes to be a football administrator, then I think for me, I will always be supportive of any ex-player who is in the race to become NFF president. Now to some athletics, where this particular World Athletics Championship in Eugene, Oregon, so far hasn't been one that Nigerians will want to remember in a hurry at all. High hopes going into this competition, but so far Nigeria are yet to win any medal so far. And of course, the latest is the cheer of favor of Philly Rosemary Chikuma and Grace Nkocha, who failed in the women's 200-meter semi-final race. They began the day poorly, finishing 5th and 7th respectively in the semi-final of the 200 meters. Ophelia on her part did not have a good start and was left playing catch-up in the race with so much ground to pick up. So for now, Bruma is the only Nigerian state competitor so far who won medals at the World Indoor and Outdoor Championship, as well as sprint hurdler Toby Amuson, who has a 50-50 chance of just making the podium this time around at the competition. But so far, I mean, not being impressive. And I mean, for me, the hopes I was hoping that we'll use this, as a proper preparation to warm up for, for the Commonwealth. I mean, it's beginning to look like the Commonwealth might not just be we just going there to make up the numbers.
Well, I feel it should be a different ball game when it comes to the Commonwealth game, but unfortunately, that the ongoing African Champion World Championship has not been too favorable
At
for
all.
Nigeria. That is what we expected. That's not what we planned for. I don't know what is happening going to that competition. Just like say the hope was very high, basing the performance of athletes at the collegiate event and at the World Championship and so on. But unfortunately, they came to just like this guy. Do always matter.
Yeah.
When it really matter, it's like they can't hold their own. But we all hope is still have just like still have Rume and still have Toby Amushu as a last hope standing. And we hope that those two girls will not disappoint. Even at least before the bronze medal that before the bronze, so the Nigerian name can be recorded on the medal table. We can't expect going to a world championship and then come back empty-handed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, at the last world championship, we didn't make any part, but at least because Isi Bruno was a saving grace given the first medal.
Exactly.
I will pray like I will feel the same fit of the or probably step ahead of giving a silver medal. And then Toby Amusa also just like I also have a 50-50 chance of making, and I will pray that the game of soccer lock also smile on our face so that it can give at least give Nigeria a safe land.
All right, don't touch that. For that to some transfer news now, where new Premier League comers, Nottingham Forest, actually exploring a deal to sign Watford striker Emmanuel Dennis. The striker joined the Hornets last summer for £3 million and scored 10 Premier League goals, even though Watford ended up being relegated. But his pace and versatility, according to Nottingham Forest, fit the kind of profile of the striker that they want. But Watford are asking a fee in the region of about 25 million naira to 25 million pounds to sign for the for the Nigerian striker. Then also teams like Everton and Villarreal have also had some interest in Emmanuel Dennis some time ago. Well, for me, if it happens, it'll be a good move because I mean, well, for me, he was the best player in Watford all season, and for a player like this to be in the championship, I don't think that would be too good for his career at this point in time.
Honestly, it will not be good for him and even the country as Nigeria.
Exactly.
Happy him play in the second division.
Yeah.
Based on what he displayed last season and his performance for Watford, Watford go down. But his performance was a standout for Watford.
I'm very sure he'll find a club in the Premier League.
Nothing for him are just coming back to the league after a very long time.
And credit to them, they've also made some good fight. Don't forget that Wani is also there with them. Yeah.
Yes. And maybe I hope they're not trying to turn the club like Watford on the club. Nigerian line of so.
Well, that would be a bad thing.
Well, we hope that Dennis find a place to play the league game and not win the championship.
Anyway, to some other transfer news before we leave, where Edson Cavani, former PSG, former Napoli, former United striker, is looking set to join Nigeria's own Chukwueze at Villarreal FC. Cavani ended his 2-year stay at Manchester United and is now a free agent and is looking for a new club. And reports say that Villarreal might be open to giving him a deal to come try his football in Spain.
Good luck. Good luck. If the contracts eventually get to one thing that age is no longer on Cavani.
I mean, 35 already.
He's beginning to show even in his face.
And he doesn't see. He's not a C Ronaldo or a Messi who looks very fit. All right, that's that for that. And with that, we call it a day on today's episode of Sport Orbit. Don't forget that tomorrow we'll be back with another exciting edition. And the Sport Falcons, we'll see them once again in action for the last time in the WAFCON 2022. And let's see if they'll be able to at least come back home with a bronze medal in that one, even though They wanted to go all out and make it a 10 title, but it was not to be. But
the tomorrow match against Zambia, we hope that Super Falcons will be able to put their own, but the team is completely depleted.
Exactly.
Apart from the two red card for the Lima and Rashida Lajibade, even the team captain has also been ruled out of the competition, and he is going to be laid off for another 6 weeks for the camp injury he sustained in the semi-final match against Morocco. So definitely the team is completely depleted, but we hope that Randy Rondo and his technical crew will be able to make use of what is available and hold on to Senegal. They will hold their own against the Gambia. We can't go to the AFCON completely and lose everything completely. Yes, we have to get the World Cup ticket, but at least let's get on the better team. At least to benefit a little from the prize money.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Anyway, that's that for them. So tomorrow we'll be back again. Saliko, thank you for being in the studio once again. Right, until come your way tomorrow again. Stay safe out there. My name is Alpha Acho, and it's bye-bye from here.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.